Hey guys, what is going on? It is your boy J King, and today I'm going to be giving you guys 4 tips and tricks in Call of Duty Battle Royale. We're going to be focusing on the Blackout map, and I'm going to be giving you guys tips in order to help you win more gunfights, improve your positioning, learn to rotate, where to go, what classes to pick, pretty much all of it. And hopefully you'll be walking away from this video being a better player in Battle Royale and also getting more of those dubs. If you do enjoy the video, make sure to leave a like. It helps out the video a lot. And without further ado, let's get into it. So the first tip before you even play is you want to pick a good class, loadout, and also pick where you want to drop. There really isn't a right combination of classes, loadout, and pretty much landing spots. You can land anywhere with any class and you can win the game. However, it's best to identify what kind of play style that you usually play. Do you usually find yourself trying to run at people, play really aggressive, get into their faces? Or do you see yourself playing pretty passive, trying to get information, trying to get the enemy to push you, setting up in defensive positions? Identify how you play, and then you could pick a class based on that. I really like the ninja class if you're really aggressive. Not only do you get dead silence when you upgrade it, which is really helpful and pushing people and getting behind them without them really knowing, but you can also use the grappling hook in a lot of good ways. You can really cover a lot of ground, catch the enemy off guard. If you're pretty defensive, the medic class is pretty good. It's gonna pretty much give you an area to hold down and also help heal you while you're getting in those gunfights. So determine how you play and then pretty much build your class based on that. If you play aggressive, pick a class that's going to help you be aggressive, and if you play defensive, pick one that's going to help you do that. If you're new to the game, I also recommend you pick a landing spot and continually go to that landing spot for a decent bit. This is going to help you learn the landing spot pretty much backwards and forwards. You're going to learn where all the good loot is. You're going to learn where people usually land. You're going to learn where people are usually rotating in from. You're also going to learn where to go on the map from there. So if you're new to the game and just learning the map, pick a spot. It really doesn't matter where. Usually areas in the center of the map are going to have more players there, and ones on the edge are going to have less players, and there's going to be less rotators coming in and out. But just find one and start landing at it. You'll learn sort of the area, where to go, where to drop, and then once you get that down pat, you can then move to a next area and then learn that from there, and you're pretty much going to be a master at every single landing spot, and you can land pretty much wherever you want to. The second tip is going to be using vehicles a lot. Vehicles are probably one of the most useful tools that you can use in Battle Royale, not only to get an advantage in gunfights, position yourself, just move around the map quicker to get in more engagements. There's a ton of benefits to using them, so use them whenever you can. It's definitely a great way to rotate. Say you're at the sort of top end of the map and the circle is way down in the south. You could just rotate really quickly. You could sort of scout in an area without being too exposed. And if you get into a situation where you're probably going to be at a disadvantage, you can literally just drive away. The vehicles have a lot of health, and it takes a lot of bullets to bring one down. So you can go away, find cover, heal up, whatever you need to do, and then take the engagement from there. So use vehicles to scout where people are, to rotate the circle pretty quickly. It's also helpful to use in gunfights. You're going to be a super hard target to actually hit in there, and the vehicles can take a lot of damage. So use vehicles whenever you can. It's going to help you rotate around the map quicker and also give you advantages in those gunfights. Tip number 3 is going to be positioning yourself on the high ground. This is one of the most important things that you can do in terms of positioning and giving you the best chance to win. The high ground is really good for 2 purposes. Number 1, it's going to give you an advantage in gunfights because not only can you see where people are coming from easier, but it's also just easier targets to hit. There's also sort of the camera factor involved with it. You're going to have more camera, especially if you're playing in third person. You're going to have more field of view on where the enemies are going to be coming from than they have on you, because most of their camera is just going to be the hill facing up. It's just going to be the ground. So you're going to have advantage in that. It's going to help you win more gunfights that way. But the high ground's also good for just scouting an area and learning where people are. Half the battle in this game when it comes to winning gunfights is determining where people are. This isn't just a small multiplayer map where you can guess where people are and it's going to be pretty precise. This is a huge map. People can be literally anywhere, and getting information on where people are is literally huge. I also like the scout class for this, just to see where people are. But a lot of times, all you have to do is just go on a hill, go to a high ground somewhere overlooking a place, especially in firing range. You can literally see where people are from there. It's a huge advantage. Once you know where they are, you could take the engagement based on that information that you have. You can push them or maybe oh, that's not going to be a good situation, I'm just going to leave or go somewhere else. It's really a huge advantage. And if you see someone sneaking up on you, you're going to have a drop on them because you're going to see them come in before they see you. The fourth tip is pretty specific, but this is something that you need to master in order to help you in those late games to help you get those wins. The final circles are pretty small, and positioning in these circles are huge. This is literally like 80% of winning gunfights in those final circles, where you're positioned, where sort of the enemy is positioned. If you have bad positioning, even if you have super good gun skill, you're probably going to lose the engagement. So you need to learn to position yourself in those final circles. Again, this is a place you want to have the high ground. You want to be able to see, especially in the final circles, where people are, especially if there's like 2, 3, 4 people left. If you can determine where people are, and then when people are fighting, that's going to give you all the information you need to win the game. To get in these positions and to sort of rotate around a circle, what I like to do is just go around the edge of the circle, sort of in a circle. Say that like the final circle is back, and it's away from you. You're going to have to run pretty much through a lot of different areas, a lot of different angles where people can get you. One thing you could do is just go around sort of the side of the circle. It's going to completely block off an area where people can shoot you from. And it's also just going to give you pretty much a straight line to get where the final circle is going to be, sort of on the back end of it. And usually that's going to help you have high ground as well. So to rotate in the final circle, don't just run in the middle of it. You're going to get exposed for multiple different areas. What you can do instead is go along one of the edges of the circle, either your left or right, really doesn't matter. That's going to help you get to where that final circle is, position before the enemies get there. And it's also going to help you get that high ground, which we talked about before, which is huge for winning gunfights. If you do that correctly, it's going to give you the best possible chance to win those games in those final circles. So anyway, guys, that is today's video. If you guys want to learn how to drop a nuke in Call of Duty Mobile on multiplayer, I'll leave a end screen up right now. It's going to give you all the tips you need in order to drop one yourself.